Welcome back to Stay Functional Radio, the wellness podcast where we take wellness serious without taking life too serious. Today I'm sitting down with my friend Evan Lackner. He's a certified personal trainer, online coach, and content creator who's on a mission to help everyone from gamers to grandmas. In this episode, we talk about some of the things we see in our clients, the lessons we've learned along the way as coaches, and why personal alignment is such a huge part of building a life and career that actually feels good. I'm excited for you guys to hear Evan's perspective, so we're just going to hang out, have a conversation, and let you guys in on it. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Well, Evan, welcome to the pod.
Thanks, dude.
It's been a while since I've recorded one, so I appreciate you for getting me out of this fucking rut that I've been in. This is called Stay Functional Radio. I originally started to interview a bunch of coaches, so I had probably I think 6 or 7 episodes where I interviewed other people that were in the fitness industry, so they were really productive podcasts.
Yeah.
And then I tried to do it with my friends and also kind of go, oh, I'm just gonna make it more fun, and I try to rebrand it or whatever. And I feel like it's just gonna come back to this more, not that other people but I just feel like there's more purpose whenever it's more fitness related, even though it's still fun, right? So we can just still shoot the shit.
For sure, yeah.
But in general, trying to get some people some value and stuff, I feel is what people like to listen to a little bit more. So, and I feel it matches the vibe. But you can curse, you can do whatever you want. I don't give a shit.
Perfect.
But yeah, welcome. So I thought about different things that we could talk about today that I'm interested in just hearing a little bit more about you. I feel we've gotten to know each other a little bit, but especially since you're moving out of Tucson soon, I'm assuming somebody watching this probably already follows you or follows me.
Yeah.
But give us a little bit 5 second, not 5 seconds, but little quick elevator pitch about who you are.
Yeah, so I'm a fitness coach just like you, and I'm a human being on this earth. I'm not extraterrestrial most of the time. But I've been in Tucson for the past 2 years, been coaching for about 11 years now. Just like you, I started, in the group fitness realm. CrossFit is where I started. Fell in love with the community, and I was just like, yeah, I want to do this. But I never really thought I could do coaching full time.
Did you start? You were doing CrossFit, or you were coaching CrossFit?
I was coaching CrossFit. Yeah,
Okay,
I was doing CrossFit. I was participating to the fullest.
Okay.
I was a CrossFitter.
Yeah,
I
okay.
was the coach.
Just say it. Just get it off your chest.
Yeah.
So you're a CrossFitter, got it?
Yeah. I was. Don't tear me apart. Oh my gosh.
That was actually the first gym I ever joined, was a CrossFit gym too.
It was great. I think it served its purpose, and I can't believe it still exists.
Yearly.
Yeah, barely, for sure. Pandemic took that out. But yeah, so I've been in Tucson for the past couple of years, and the reason why I'm here is because I wanted to see if I could coach full time. I wanted to see if I could be a trainer full time, because I had tried all these other careers in my life and nothing stuck. And I was always just coaching on the side, at 5 a.m., and then in the evenings, whatever. And I moved up here to try it out. And
that's that's literally the reason that you moved here.
That's why I moved here.
Cool.
Yep, that's why I moved here. That was the goal, and it worked.
Hell yeah!
Spoiler alert.
That's all. Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's why you moved here. How long have you been in Tucson?
I've been in Tucson since, I have no idea. It was March of 2025.
Oh, okay, so not that long.
2024.
Oh shit! Okay.
Been here for 2 years.
Damn.
So yeah, 2024.
For some reason, I thought you'd been here a little bit longer than that.
No, I mean, grew up around this area, so Stafford, Arizona.
Yeah. That's crazy that for how many, what's the population in Stafford, do you know?
Oh god, I have no idea.
But it's
town,
significantly less than Tucson.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. It's super small.
I think about Tucson as in my head, it's I guess because I grew up here and have been in bigger cities, I think about this as a smaller city, but it's not at all. It's a big city.
I think about it that way too. I'm always like, wow, Tucson's so small, but it's not. There's so many people here. And
it's just really spread out.
Yeah, for sure. But,
okay,
yeah, dude.
Cool.
So
now you're moving to, where in Arkansas are you moving to?
We're moving to Bentonville. Where we're moving. Bentonville, yeah.
Okay, nice. Are you excited for that?
Yeah, I am excited. It's Walmart capital of the world. So
Walmart capital of the world?
It is. Yeah, that's where the first Walmart was ever created. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's super green there.
Something new every day.
Yeah, right. Also, I think it's Red Ryder BB gun was also made there.
Okay.
So it's just random. I don't know.
Yeah. Do people still use BB guns, you think?
My dad does.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
To kill little squirrels and shit?
No,
or
he'll
just for fun.
He'll
or funsies.
Yeah. He just, I don't know. I think he uses it for snakes and stuff, because he lives out in the middle of nowhere. He lives. Yeah.
Okay, so since you're moving to Arkansas, not to like instill fear in your mind, but I feel like I have to talk about this. People might not even know about this. So I used to do door-to-door sales,
Mm-hmm.
and I sold pest control, right? So we were covering for like all different types of bugs, but then specifically we covered the yard for fleas and ticks. And so I actually didn't know what a tick was until I moved out to Virginia and to sell pest control. And it was like we were like in like I forget what the county's called, but it's like the Lyme disease capital of the US pretty much. And so like 1 in 4 ticks carries Lyme disease. And so I was basically like knocking doors one week, and it was like the whole neighborhood kept saying, "Oh yeah, like oh yeah, my buddy down the street got a tick on him and it made him allergic to red meat." And I was like, dude, this is bullshit. There's like you just
Oh,
assume that everything that people are saying to you is like a lie on the doors.
Yeah, for sure.
And so then like we'd go like to our meeting and like talk about our objections. So we got on the doors and stuff. So we started talking about it, and they're like, no, like our entomologist, which is like a bug expert, comes in and he's like, no, yeah, it's called the Lone Star tick. So there's these ticks, and if it has a little dot in the middle of it, it's a Lone Star tick. And if that shit gets on you, you're gonna be allergic to red meat for the rest of your life.
Oh, dude.
So and in Arkansas, like you have to be. I'm like, somebody's got to tell you. Have you heard of that before?
I have heard of that before, and that is actually one of my fears. Moving to Arkansas is
Oh,
like
shit.
the ticks because I'm deathly afraid of Lyme disease, and I've also heard of what's that disease called?
It's called fuck. What is it called? It's like a certain bacteria name. I don't.
I've heard about that
The
before.
tick is called a Lone Star tick, but it's like it's a word that sounds like ashwagandha. It's like something. I'll have to look it up.
I've seen it before, and yes,
you know what I'm talking about.
That is a fear. Yes, that
Yeah,
is definitely a fear.
it's a
I'm
real
never gonna
thing.
wear shorts ever again. I'm gonna wear long sleeve pants and long sleeve.
Other
shirts
than
all the
that,
time.
it's like pretty. It's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
green. How far is Nashville from you guys?
I have no idea, honestly.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
where anything is right there. It's all
So you
mixed up to
literally
me.
know nobody.
Well, I know one person. His name is Dr. Jacob Crumpler. That's the only person I know.
And your fiance.
Yeah, and I'll know Mariah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think I know her at least.
You should by
We'll
now.
find
I mean,
out.
you're about to find out. So you started coaching here. It's been going really well. Obviously, a huge thing. I'm sure. Again, if people are watching this, they probably already follow you. But you've been doing like the Star Wars like lightsaber training.
Yes.
With the kids, that's been super cool to see. And it's also cool to just see how involved everybody's gotten. But let's talk a little bit about that. Like, I know I talked to you about it like when you were first starting it.
Yeah.
And now I feel like it's like a whole thing.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start with that. So I started training Dr. Brett Jones. I started training his kid Jax.
Yeah.
And I was like, how am I gonna make fitness fun for this kid?
Yeah.
Jax is like he's like 11, 12 years old.
Yeah, I think he just.
And so I was like, okay, well, what did I like when I was 11 or 12? Because Jax and I are pretty similar. He's
Yeah.
pretty nerdy,
Yeah.
and so I was like, how am I gonna make this fun for him? So I came up with this idea. I don't even know where I saw it, but I was like, what if we did like some lightsaber training? Like, what
Yeah.
if we just did some lightsaber choreography? And
Works.
so yeah, so I created like this program where it was like 40 minutes of strength training, do a little bit of conditioning,
Yeah.
all the basics. And for him, he wanted, big upper body, so it was
Yeah.
upper body focused. But for the kids, it's just full body. They do strength training, they do conditioning, and then the last 20 minutes, it's lightsaber choreography. And I remember finding this guy's videos on YouTube. His name is Mike Starwalker.
Okay.
And it was just like super simple. It's a number system based off of boxing.
Yeah.
And I think he said it's actually what they use in the movies
Okay,
to create
cool.
like the choreography.
Yeah.
So it's super cool. It's a 1 through 9 system, and you can do whatever you want with it. There's
sick.
definitely ways to learn. I think there's 7 forms. There's numbers based on each of the 7 forms and different styles and different swings. And some forms have, a single-handed hold. Other forms are double. Some forms are really tight. Other forms are really
Okay.
wide,
Yeah.
So every form is just so different, but it makes it easy to have so much.
Yeah. Like the amount of rotation you get. Like, I mean, it's like so functional for them to do that.
Definitely so functional.
Yeah.
And like I barely kind of started incorporating, as silly as this sounds, speed into the lightsaber classes because obviously it can be super like dangerous.
Yeah.
You have a bunch of kids
Yeah, like poke
shit
your fucking
around.
eye out.
Yeah, exactly. Like I have a video of Jax, and he literally smacked my eye one time.
Oof.
Which was my fault because
Yeah.
I was like, you got to push back against
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
And then
yeah,
he pushed back
yeah.
and did exactly what
Yeah.
I said and smacked me in the eye.
A little too
So,
strong, buddy.
Yeah. So I always tell the kids, like, 50, 60%. And then last night was actually the last lightsaber class.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
Fucking
murder.
let's
Go.
go.
Yeah. Just chaos.
Just have fun.
Battle
That's
Royale.
sick,
Yep.
dude.
And they loved it.
That's actually exactly what I was doing when I was that age. I had a green lightsaber.
Literally.
I was like jumping in my bed, fucking.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like, and so I was like, what if we like nurtured this, and what if we nurtured fitness? Because when I was a kid, I needed that.
Yeah.
I literally had a 12-pack of Mountain Dew, and I would just like game and just like throw back Mountain Dew. And
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
literally all the time, and like a box of Cheez-Its, and I would get through a night of gaming.
Shit.
Like that was my
Were
sustenance.
you a fat kid?
No.
Oh,
no,
you just like fucking.
Yeah, dude, I was super blessed.
Okay.
Yep, I never got fat. And I've just always been like skinny.
Yeah.
So when I started lifting weights, it was just like
You're
I
just
just
chilling,
started adding
yeah,
muscle,
same.
slowly.
I was fat like I was talking about this in class earlier. I was fat like 1 year in elementary school, and it was the same year that I got fucking braces and glasses. I was just I cut my hair.
You're just a target.
The worst year of my life.
Oh,
Also, like the only fucking year I went to a different elementary school every single year of elementary school.
Oh wow.
Does that fucking suck?
That does suck.
I mean, I guess that's probably like why I'm like able to be more. I can get along with anybody, talk to anybody,
Yeah,
be
exactly.
social, whatever. But
What a
like,
blessing.
Damn, went through it.
Yeah, dude. Sounds like it.
Yeah, that's awesome that you're doing that though. And it's just cool because like you really don't. It's kind of like stick mobility, right? Like you don't realize how much like that shit's like you're gonna feel a burn. There's gonna like you're
Yes.
getting actually a lot out of that, and just any type of movement. And again, that is fun. I feel like it's like even adults need to find stuff that's fun for them. Like if you do
Yeah.
not enjoy working out, okay, then find some sort of movement that you can
Yes.
enjoy. Because like the people say that to me all the time. They'll be like, "Oh, how do you get yourself to do this or that?" And I'm like, "Bro, stop doing things that you hate.
Literally.
Like stop. Like the goal is if you don't like that, great. Just say that to me. I do not want you to be miserable. I do not want you to hate it. There's got to be something, whether it's hiking, walking in nature, walking your dogs, like." There's something that you don't mind doing that you could do a little bit more of, and that's all we need to do.
Yep.
You know?
I feel like that's what most people are missing, and I feel like in the fitness industry, that's definitely a thing where there
Yeah.
was like Pilates versus strength training for a little bit, kind of
Yeah.
going on online. I think it's kind of subsided a little bit, but it was just
Yeah.
like demonizing Pilates, and just like, what are we doing? Because most people just need to move. I understand people need resistance training,
For
and
sure.
that's fair.
Yeah.
But like if somebody wants to do Pilates, or if they want to do fencing, or like
Yeah.
whatever they want to do, if you're gonna move, do that.
Yeah.
Whatever's
Like
gonna get you to move,
calisthenics,
do that.
whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
Dude, walking, honestly, like when I'm consistent about getting my steps in, like I
Yeah.
did like a 20-minute walk the other day, and I was and barefoot like on my walking pad.
Mhm.
And later I was like, yo, and I did like some single leg RDLs, like literally just like for balance and
Yep.
stuff. And I was like, why the fuck are my feet and my legs so tired? I was so tired. I was like
Yep.
literally like, and I was like, what did I do? And I was like thinking back, oh, I just walked. I walked barefoot on my walking pad, and that
Yeah.
kind of low key kicked my ass. But it, like I'll feel it, you know? Or like
Yeah.
I was at this resort the other day for a couple of days, and I just like had to walk all over the place. And again, like that was like literally it.
It's great.
And yeah, it's wild. Another something that I was thinking about earlier too is how do you feel like it influences you as a male trainer? Because the fitness industry is a male dominated industry, right? There's like very rare that you're gonna see female trainers, especially as like I think a lot of women trainers, like as they get older, sometimes they like go into like more of a family role and they have kids, whatever. So there's just significantly less women training in the industry, right? And even as a woman, I had no fucking clue. I had no true understanding of my pelvic floor a few years ago.
Fuck.
Like I had no idea that like what does that even mean, right?
Yeah, literally.
And again, there's not a lot of female trainers that are even having a personal experience.
Yep.
So on top of that, like if I didn't know what it was, I can guarantee you, and majority of male trainers train women.
Yep.
Majority of male trainers have no clue what a pelvic floor is. They have no idea that when they're making women jump, they're like peeing every single time they jump, or when they're sneezing or coughing, whatever, or they're overly training the front line of fascia in their body. And like, so I know that your fiance, like obviously like she's a chiropractor, but I think she's going into more gyno chiro, right?
She is, yeah.
And so like I did gyno chiro with Dr. Cherry, and that was like what really taught me a lot. So how has it influenced you as a trainer training women to even know about all this stuff? Like, has that been a huge thing that you talk to your clients about? And it's kind of maybe like an awkward conversation a
Sure,
little
sure.
bit.
I don't think it's awkward at all. I
Yeah,
think
it's like,
it's a
no,
I
dude.
think it's a
Yeah.
conversation that like we need to be having. And sometimes, yeah, maybe initially it's a little awkward when I just like, ask a woman where she's at in her cycle,
Yeah.
which is so crazy
Yeah.
that that's like awkward
Yeah.
because it's very important information.
For sure.
And I'm still a novice. I like I'm such a novice. I
Yeah.
do not have enough education, and I don't think across the board we have enough education. And I think that is just something that Dr. Charity, Dr. Mariah, and Gyno Cairo in general, like, has educated me a lot on as a
Yeah.
man, because we'll literally be in the car and Mariah will be like going through a module for Gyno
Yeah.
Cairo, and I'm just like taking
And
in
you're
this
like listening, you're like, wait,
information.
what?
Yeah, I'm like, wait, what? Like, I mean,
Nobody told me.
yeah, but coming back to your question, it's changed how I coach
Yeah.
massively.
Same.
It has changed how I coach massively, because there if you just like work with the woman and work with her cycles and work with her body, and you don't try to push all the time, like, it's crazy what happens.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. If you don't try to push all the time,
Yeah.
women are fucking powerful, dude.
Yes.
It's crazy. It's
And
crazy.
training primarily women, I would say probably 90% of my clients are
Yeah.
women. Training primarily women, and then I train a few men. I will say women know how to push. Like,
Yeah.
women can push. They
Mhm.
can, absolutely, and they will, and society has taught them how to do that.
Yeah.
So in workouts, they will go max effort. And so as a coach, it's my job to know like where they're at, what's going on, so I can dial it back when it's
Yeah.
needed. Because like I feel like, as counterintuitive as it may sound, I know like we're in the phase of go till failure, intensity, like
Mhm.
do the most. Like I think that's probably super misguided. And I think that there's a time and a place for that. But if we do that all the time, we're just gonna spike cortisol. We're gonna be
For
just
sure.
like, chance of injury goes up. They're gonna be unhappy. Sleep is gonna be affected. Appetite's gonna be affected, and they're gonna burn out.
For sure.
And that's
Yeah.
not how it's meant to be. But yeah, I mean, when I remember when I first started CrossFit, and you would see women doing double unders, and
Yeah.
it's like they're peeing all over the place, and it's just like, oh, that's normal. She had kids. It's like, oh, that's not fucking normal. Actually,
It's the most common thing ever though. It's like
Yeah.
literally the most common thing ever. Like you can't make like, and it's something that like I am aware of, and I talk to my clients about specifically because if that's like a new client, let's say I'm having her do like a bunch of plyos and stuff, and like that's gonna be a reason like for me if that was me and I wasn't able to communicate with my trainer like, hey, like I had kids, and they don't even realize that that's something that can be fixed.
Yeah.
But if I like peed myself a little during a session and
Oh,
I
gosh.
just started training with a trainer, I would literally never. I'd be like internally freaking out, right?
Yeah.
And so like, it's like I had no idea. Like I said, I had literally no idea that it was such a big thing, until a few years ago. Until I've had my own experiences as a woman, and so it's like just been kind of crazy for me to as I've learned to scale back, as I learned to train significantly less. Because when I was like a
Yeah.
bodybuilder, I was training literally 6 days a week,
Yep.
max effort, going till failure, hours at the gym, tossing pre-workout down like crazy, like
Yep.
in that extreme masculine. And the more that I've learned to be more in my feminine and like rest when I need to, and like just be, it's been crazy. It's been way more magnetic. It sounds, that's where it gets kind of woo woo and stuff, but I feel like I can manifest significantly more things in my life, and it's just been a completely different experience. So it makes me happy that there's people that now there's education, but especially like someone like you, like as a man, you can speak up for that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. As a man, I feel like it's more important for me to create that safe space for women, because
Yeah.
a lot of women don't feel safe around men, which
Yeah.
is reasonable. And um I, I definitely try to create that safe space for women, and I do a lot of breath work and in the sessions,
Yeah.
and I use words of affirmation. I use manifestation. What's your intention for this session? What's your intention for movement today? Maybe somebody's going through a really hard time and we need to move through some emotions. And I've definitely found that movement has a way, if prescribed properly, it has a way of moving through a lot of emotion, and it can
Yeah, for
really
sure.
help people. And so that's just been such a cool thing to watch. The amount of women that cry in my sessions, like
Same.
as not like from like
Yeah.
the workout, but just like from moving emotions and feeling safe to express that emotion. It's
Yeah.
super special to me, and it's a super sacred space for me.
That's
And
awesome.
it's like I said, I'm definitely a novice. I'm a man, and I'm learning every
Yeah.
day. But I do have the utmost respect for women, and I try to create the safest space for women because a lot of men aren't able to do that. And I think
Yeah.
like
Just an awareness thing. I mean,
yeah,
that's why we're talking about it. Like I think we're at a time right now where it's finally people are starting to hit a wall when it comes to how far their health can get by just physically stressing their body out as much
yeah,
as
yeah.
possible.
Yeah, I always tell people, I'm like, what do you think you're doing when you're working out? Like
Yeah.
you're stressing your body. And so sometimes when people have too much stress, like we're just
Yeah.
fucking beating a dead horse, dude. Like there's not need for more. Like you have obviously figured out sometimes
Yeah.
like less is more.
100%. Yeah.
Uh,
More is not better. Better is better.
yeah, I had this conversation with a client the other day who wanted to work out 5 days per week. And
You're like, why?
I was like, I actually don't know anybody who works out
Yeah.
5 days a week anymore. Like
Yeah.
as crazy as
That's
that
like old.
sounds.
That's old news.
Yeah, because I used to do like a 3 on 1 off, 2 on 1 off split. Like I used to work out, 5, sometimes 6 days a week,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would do recovery. So then I would do yoga, and I would do
Yeah. Like you would still go
I
move.
yeah, I would just
Active
keep doing
recovery day.
more. And which like active recovery is great. Don't come
Yeah.
for me, but like it is still stress. If you're
Yeah.
doing a
For
difficult
sure.
hot yoga session and you're using that as recovery, like sorry sis, like that's not always recovery.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I feel like people are waking up to that. It's like I feel like it's like old news. You can't squat knees over toes.
Oh
Old
god, yeah.
news. You got to work out 5 to 6 days a week. Old news. If it fits your macros is the way. Like
Yeah, agreed.
old news. Keep going. Keep it going.
Oh dude, but I don't know. There's so much that I thought like I used to also like on kind of the flip side of things, I used to think if I only got 6 hours of sleep, if I got under 8 hours of sleep, like I wouldn't move that next day, and
Oh
like,
yeah.
and now it's just like I dial that back. I dial the prescription back,
Yeah. All right, so this whole protein shit is like there is protein in those things and all the things, right? Like anything that you see at freaking like anywhere where it's like highlighting the protein part, there was that much protein in it before,
Yeah.
but they're just highlighting it on like the thing. And the thing is like just because it has 10 grams of protein doesn't mean that it has a shit ton of everything else.
Dude, this actually happened to my mom.
It's
So
like,
I don't know how you feel about this, but I try to just religiously get my family moving. Like I have like a really bad superhero complex with that where I just want to save my whole family.
yeah, that I I was stuck there for a long
Yeah,
time.
I'm gonna be here for a
You're
little bit
you're
probably.
yeah, you're that's a lesson that you got to learn.
It is a lesson that I have to learn, and I feel that. But I was talking with my mom, and I was like, "Yeah, you guys like definitely need to eat more protein." My stepdad, he was in the hospital for a little bit,
Yeah.
and he was actually at St. Joseph's, and oh, this isn't a bad review for St. Joseph's, but it kind of is. He got like a pressure ulcer on one of his feet,
Mm.
and so it's like that skin is just struggling. And so I was like, yeah, you got to eat more protein. Like,
Yeah.
collagen would be great too. And just eating whole foods in general. Because the more sugar you eat, especially as somebody who's like type 2 diabetic,
Yeah.
the, the longer that's going to take to heal. And so she was telling me, like, hey, I got, this high protein stuff. And I was like, cool, what'd you get? She's got soy milk. And it was like marketed as high protein.
Oh,
And I'm like,
sheesh.
okay, well, actually, like, 10, 13 grams of protein, like, that's not like a whole lot. You could eat eggs and add some egg whites in there or some lean meats. I mean, speaking of red meat, we were talking about the
Yeah.
ticks earlier.
Yeah.
Um, so
Those damn
I
ticks.
just, I don't know. It definitely gets a lot of people. That type of marketing gets a lot of people, and it confuses
Yeah,
a lot of people.
for sure. Yeah, the like with the family, like like having that superhero complex, I totally was there for a long time. But I would fight with I fought with my family significantly more when I was trying to constantly like shove it down their throat kind of thing.
Yep.
And I realize now too that like with everything, and I'm still working on it as a coach and as just like a person and that influences whoever, like, you know, like my family, my friends, whatever. I have gotten better about not instilling fear
Mm.
because I don't think it's helpful.
Yeah.
And that's a huge thing. I think before it was like, you're gonna get sick if you don't, like, I was just like trying, like I was getting angry because I wanted like shake them and
Yeah.
get them to but something that like really really helped me is I like really like mantras. So like if I'm going through like trying to break out of a mindset that I've been stuck in or whatever, I'll have like a mantra or a song that I listen to like nonstop to remind me of that. And so my mantra for that was the same energy that's guiding me is going to guide them.
Yeah.
Like I had to repeat that to myself all the time. The same thing that woke me up, whatever that is, if I truly believe in that thing, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, if I really believe in it, then I will back up because that's what's going to save them, not me. And I think my shoving it down their throat would kind of like, you know, kind of push them away a little bit. I was getting in the way.
Yeah.
Right. And so like it's a process. And I think that once I realized that, since then, like even like my little sister works at the source, right? And like even just all the stuff that she's learned there and been able to experience by seeing people just transform, it's like I love it when at the end of the day she's like, dude, like it reminds me of something that you were trying to tell me like 2 years ago or something. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the best feeling ever, you know? Because it's
it just
like
comes back.
because I didn't have, like, at the end of the day, I wasn't the one that was supposed to fucking teach them that thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
No.
it takes that stress off your shoulders because that superhero complex of like I have to, like, it also puts stress on
Yeah.
you.
Oh, for sure.
And I mean, that's like, I think as coaches, that's like the hardest thing. At least for me, it's like at the end of the day, I like if I'm not getting other people to progress, like, and I've gotten so much better at this, but I've gotten, you know, gone through my times where I've gotten stuck with this. Like at the end of the day, like my clients are doing really bad, a lot of stuff's going on in their life. I would have days where I'd be like, I'm the fucking worst coach ever.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I
I'd be
relate to all of
crying
that
at the end
so
of the
much,
day.
dude.
And it's like, yo, it's like you have it's a lesson that you have to learn as a coach.
Yeah.
That's why people don't last in coaching. I think.
Yeah. No,
That's tough. It's like if you feel like they're a reflection of you, or you know, it's like you feel so like at the end of the day, you're not gonna do it for them. You know?
No, agreed. And I feel that so much. Everything that you said is just spot on for a coach. I'm sure every single coach that
Like I would crash out like once a month for a while because of that. And like I still, don't get me wrong, I still have my days where I just feel like we're not moving the needle, and if they're not moving the needle, then I feel like I'm not moving the needle.
Exactly.
And it's like I've had to just also learn how to draw a line between my energy and anybody else's, you know?
Yep. I've definitely gotten a lot better at that as I've progressed and through lots of trial and error, right? I've had those days and it's like, you know what? And I've also crossed so many boundaries to like fix that. It's like, oh, so and so's going through a hard time in their life and they're not utilizing the time and the programming and the nutrition and whatever, everything that I've given them, all the resources that they are paying for. I will go the extra mile and I will like put down that boundary and I'll be like, oh, I'll do this for you. I'll send you this resource. And I'm just, it's
like again, you like over deliver, but
over deliver,
but same,
and at the sake of my own sanity and my own stress levels. And so that is something that,
and your own standard too. It's like,
it's like, I know what's possible with my coaching style and with the resources that I offer. And like, so that is definitely something that I've continuing to learn. I don't think I'm perfect, but
it's gonna be constant forever. Like I said, anytime I fucking think I know everything, that's when I'm the furthest from it.
And like it's a double-edged sword because like I put everything into my coaching and I do my best to learn and to be present and just go through the process with them, knowing that every single client's journey and every single client's process is so different. And so like
there's this like blind faith, even though like obviously like I'm sure there's consciousness and intention behind your programming. Like there's a lot of thought and everything like that behind my programming and everything, the systems or whatever. But at the end of the day, there's still this like blind faith in a way of like this whole process that worked for somebody else is going to work for you. And it's, you have to have that faith in it, you know, and it's tough. With online coaching, it's a whole different, it's like
oh gosh,
the more you online coach too, is like I feel like there's significantly less control over like if things get done or how they get done. And so there's a lot more of that, like having to have that blind faith in yourself. Or
Yeah.
there's weeks where like my check-ins with online coaching when I first started where like, and it still happens all the time right now, but where I'd like have to I'd like have a call with them and maybe like I like, you know, I called out a couple things and it'd be like kind of hard for me to like just put a little bit more pressure because it's more verbal,
Yes.
right? Versus like it's hard to explain, but like you get what I'm trying to say,
Yep,
right?
I do.
And so then I'd like leave a call and be like, fuck, like I was a bitch today.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
literally, dude.
And then I'd be like, it's okay, Tanya. They had to hear it. Like that's what makes you a good coach. Like you have to whatever. And I'd be like beating myself up about it all week. And then I'd be like, okay, like let's get on this call and see how they did this week. And then every single time, whenever I had those moments where it was as a people pleaser or wanting to be like more, I had a hard time with being so verbal with online coaching. And then they'd come back the next week and be like, thank you so much for saying that. And I'd be like,
dude, literally
it worked
every week. Like
it's so hard.
And I've
going from like being group and it's like, let's go, you guys got it.
Literally,
like
that's an interesting transition for sure, because you are a people pleaser as a group fitness instructor, but as a personal trainer, as an online trainer,
online coaching, it's like so like you have to change your form of communication or getting them to do it or like cueing and stuff. It's like,
yep, you have to. And like I agree. Sometimes I'm like, fuck, I had to be a dick today, but because like I've been talking about this a lot lately, and something that a lot of my clients are going through is loss, grief, to some extent, and so that's been a challenge to their goals, and that's just another test for me as a coach. Like, okay, this is something that clients are going to experience. So, what does the process look like through grief? And it looks like giving them space and allowing them to feel that always. But you hired me to do a job. Yeah, it's like you hired me to do a job. And so at the end of the day, no matter what you're going through in your life, like I have to continue to show up and keep you accountable for that, whatever that looks like. And sometimes you have to be really direct with people, and it's just like you have to still move. Like you have to.
Well, with grief, it's like I was just talking about grief this morning with some of my clients, and it's like, yes, it's something that everybody's going to experience, and it's going to be something that's going to be like we were just talking about The Alchemist, right? It's my favorite book. But the process of alchemizing energy, especially grief, I personally feel like grief is the heaviest, biggest lesson anybody will ever experience in their life. Like, and grief can be like grieving this old version of yourself that you're not, like the past timeline or whatever the fuck. It could be like so many different things, but specifically when you're grieving loved ones, when you like if you've lost loved ones in traumatic ways, I think there's like this, that shit's heavy, right?
Yeah.
So like the biggest thing that needs to happen, in my opinion, is that it needs to move. There needs to be pressure applied to it. And like, I started working out because I was grieving. My stepdad passed away, and so that was the main reason I started working out. And I genuinely have no idea how I would have made it through that experience. And it's been a really long-term like grieving process. And even just like more lately, I feel like I've been able to move like a bit like parts of it, but I feel like it needs movement. And so I think working out when you're in grief, like it's something that will like give your mind some fucking space, because your entire world's going to be like consumed by it. So I think sometimes it's like even like go hard when you're grieving, you know what I'm saying? Because you need to fucking get it out. Like you want to scream, you want to cry, you want to like, like get it out of your system. Like again, it needs that intensity, you know?
Again, like we talk about, like the proper prescription like will move emotions. And like, sometimes that's intensity. Like if a client comes in and she's like, my fucking boyfriend cheated on me, I'm fucking like, oh slam balls. Shit, here we go. I'm like, we're about to go fucking hard.
Slam balls, fucking deadlifts.
And with grief, it's a different, kind of intensity. But yeah, we're gonna move through some emotions. And my client might cry, my client might scream, my client might bawl
they're gonna be,
their eyes
they're gonna
out.
Feel so much better afterwards.
So much better.
Yeah,
and
dude.
That's what it's all about, is if you can elicit an experience where this is specific to in-person coaching, actually. But if you can, and maybe not, maybe this applies to online as well.
No, it does apply. That's what I was trying to tell you. Like, it's just gonna be like, you have to use more of like verbal, or like you have to use different instruments to make it happen.
Yeah, it's different instruments and
but you will make people cry.
Yeah, for sure. Like, and the thing about in-person that I really like is you get to watch that whole process. Like you get a front row seat to that whole process. And with online, like you do to some extent, but you're kind of like, you know, I don't know, you got like some higher back seats and you're just like chilling and you're like, hey, like I'm here. Like, you know, it's you're there, but it's different.
Yeah.
And like, that's okay. It's supposed to be different.
For sure.
It's a different product. But I genuinely love both. Online training is the future, and like that's how we're going to reach the most people, and that's how again with my little superhero complex, that's how I'm going to change the most lives. And so that's where I see value in it, is like I want to change lives, like I want to have an impact. Yeah, dude. It's fun. It allows us certain freedoms too, and I think that, now don't get me wrong, because I think there's this misconception that online coaching is easier. And it's like, no, like if you knew the hours that I put in for online coaching, it's way more than in person.
I mean, it's also like you have to create content.
Yes.
Way more.
It's all the back end stuff. Yeah. It's all the back end stuff. Yeah. The content creation, the programming if you're trying to keep it personalized. Nutrition, again, if you're trying to keep it personalized, because we talk about, you briefly said earlier, you know, not everything fits in the macros. Like macros isn't everything. And I agree. And I'm learning that more every day. But yeah, there's so much to online training too. And sometimes in-person training can be so much easier, because I have, you know, Joe coming in who doesn't give a shit about anything else. He just wants to come in, have an appointment, and move his body. And there's space for that too. And I will allow that. Yeah, for sure. Sometimes it's like easier because you're just like, okay, like I just have to like for me, it's like easier. It's more of like a task, more like a checking the box kind of thing. With online coaching, it's like there's just so much more. Plus, it's like a different type of, you have to build out a different type of business. Yes. And so it's just like an endless to-do list of things. And it's like, okay, should I go and focus on this or this? And with personal training, it's like, okay, I'm just going to show up for my appointment. Yes. And then like train my client in person. That's it. Take them through a workout, you know? Yes, dude. And there's so much value to both. And that's why I think I'll always like make space for both, for sure. But the majority, especially with us moving to Arkansas, the majority of my business is transitioning online. Will you do anything in person? Yeah, I think so. I'm in talks with a couple gyms down there to see if we can make something work. I saw a gym that you reposted. Those look pretty cool. Yeah, that's the gym. Yeah, okay, cool. So I'm trying to get in there. It's a sweet gym. They don't currently accept personal trainers, which is strange, but they didn't want to like hire anybody. Yeah. But like I just want to be a contractor. Like I just want to do my own thing, like pay rent. That's hard to find, you know? I know, it's like, it's hard to find. It's pretty hard to find. And that's what really drew me to Pursuit. Not that Pursuit is the only gym that does that, obviously, but that's really what drew me to Pursuit. Yeah, well, there's not many of them, you know? Like it's very rare. Yeah, the gym that I'm at they're not gonna renew their lease, so they're not gonna be there in like a year. Yeah. So. Yeah, but I think online coaching, especially with like what you're doing with like all the nerds and the. Oh yeah, dude. That's how to reach nerds. That's so niche. Like that's a niche. Yeah. Right there. Yeah, like I have a hard time niching out on just one thing, which maybe it's a necessity in the online world. I don't know yet. I'll tell you in like 70 days because I'm committing to gamers, glutes, and grandmas for 90 days. And I want to see what happens. I don't know how many grandmas I'm going to get online, but gamers, that's how you reach them. So, like, if I want to change the stigma... I train a lot of grandmas right now. Dude, I love grandmas. Yeah, they're the best. I love training older people. It's like the best. Dude, they're fun. Oh my gosh, they're so much fun. They're so much fun. And they'll lock in. Yeah, because they need to, like, just focus on the basics, too. Yeah, dude. Yep. On the basics, which is crazy. Yeah. Like training a 70-year-old on how to properly squat down. Yeah, I train like 80-year-olds. Yep. And like late 70s, 60s. Yeah, that's the best. It's really cool, though, because it's like... they go and tell all their friends, and like I feel like I could teach somebody that's like I could teach like an older client something that's like so basic. Hey, roll your feet out every day and like balance, like, you know, do this kind of balance thing. Or like buy a freaking slant board and stand on it every day, and like they'll go and teach all of their friends. Oh yeah. And it's the easiest stuff, and I'm like, that's what makes a difference, dude. Like my grandma's fallen multiple times recently. Like, dude, it's like the most common thing for older people. It's like the most common besides like heart disease. Dude, I tell people all the people go to the hospital after 65. Yes, it's horrible, and it's like totally preventable. It's like totally preventable. But I mean, like, it's just crazy because like
I had no idea about like proprioception and balance and all that kind of stuff until I got injured, like so really like COVID time. And so now it's like even people that are younger, they have like no awareness of where they are in space. And it's like even with the lightsaber thing, right? Especially like with gamers, you're spending so much time on a screen, like like having an entire like awareness in a like gaming.
Yes, you're in another world.
Yeah, like it's like you're almost like putting yourself in that. Like I would always give this example of like whenever like kids are playing like driving games and then they'll start to like shift their body. It's like you are like in that identity, and so like your perspective of like your interoception, like what would it be called, like gameception?
Yeah, dude, literally. It's a different reality, and you can move.
So it's gonna fuck with how you move in space here. You know what I mean?
It definitely can, and how you move in space here in the present can definitely affect how you game.
Yeah.
And so that's definitely gonna be like one of my points too.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Obviously, posture is a big one for gamers, right? But also, what if fitness made you better at gaming?
Or your eyes. Yeah, if you have better eye movement, if you have better coordination, you're gonna be better at gaming.
Exactly.
Sure, yeah.
And there's so many reasons.
Yeah, because it's like just show people based off what they want to do, what they want to be better at. Like if I have a guy who like really likes to golf with his buddies, like we're gonna freaking relate everything that we do to golf.
Yes.
To remind him like, hey, we're doing this rotation exercise because this is gonna be like we're doing this eye training exercise because of golf, because of golf.
Yep.
And if it's treated that way, I've had so many people who like, or men who like will hire me just specifically because I'll be like, dude, like we got to get your golf game up.
Yes.
And then that's why they do a few sessions.
Yeah. And then like, you dial in on that one thing and you relate it back, and then they take the lessons that they learned from you and the movement patterns that they learned from you, and they transfer it directly over. That's how you see change.
Yeah.
Because it's cool to move your body and do resistance training or whatever it may be 3 times a week. But if you're still moving like shit 90% of the time outside of there, it's hard. Yeah. And that's the hard part. That's the hard part, is just transferring those habits, the lifestyle changes, and the movement patterns, and transferring all of that and that mindset into the real world. Because if you can do that, that's where I see people really succeed, and that's healthcare. Like that takes care of 90% of our issues as a society.
Yeah, like the biggest issues people have, dude, and I feel like I'm seeing it younger and younger. It's like they can't put up their freaking carry-on bag on an airplane, or sometimes it's like, I had a client who was like, I was able to wash my feet again in the shower.
Yeah.
I was able to like put my socks on. And it's like, dude, that's the stuff that actually matters when it's not even at a certain age anymore. It's just the more disconnected that we are with our bodies,
Yes.
And yeah, for sure the gamers are a big one for that, I feel like. But
yeah. And it's just it's such a blessing to me, because if I'm being real, like my biggest excuse is I want to nourish that side of me.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm such a workaholic.
Mm-hmm.
How do I do that?
Yeah.
Like I incorporate gaming into my work. And it's like, I feel like learning how to evolve like that, nourish your inner child, do what you were meant to do, and knowing that may change, and just embracing that and like flowing with that. That's been so much fun. And I'm so grateful.
Yeah,
like,
that's sick. That's dope. It just shows how aligned you are as a person to be able to like even see those things, because like it's tough being an entrepreneur and like literally just having to choose where, like, yes, things have to get done, but like you also have to like kind of pick and choose like when things get, like, it's kind of like a confusing experience, I feel like, with like
definitely is.
Creating content and like being creative, and like how do I still like do the things that I love, and I love fitness, but now it's my job, and it's like all these different things. And so it's definitely it's a tough, it's like it just shows like more about you, who you are as a person, and that's why you're able to be that kind of coach.
If I can just be myself, then I'm gonna do a pretty fucking good job.
You're gonna do good online too. And it's like that's freedom right there.
Yeah, exactly. That's freedom. And if it's like, it's so funny because I have this massive guilt with gaming, and I think a lot of gamers do, for sure.
Oh really?
Yeah, for sure. From past relationships and just trauma there, and having my parents yell at me for gaming, and granted, your child probably shouldn't be gaming for like 24 hours straight, right?
Yeah.
But like, there's definitely a lot of trauma there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so for me, if I can show gamers, like, you can hop on a 15-minute match, and then what I do is I set a 15-minute timer, and I go do laundry, or like, maybe you do push-ups, maybe you do workout snacks during this time, right?
Yeah.
Like, you make this time productive, and it like it just evens it out.
For sure.
Like, and that's what I want to teach people, because there's so much value to that. And if you're a gamer and you have all this guilt, are you really enjoying what you're doing? You know,
I hadn't really thought about that. That's a pretty interesting.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
really
dude.
interesting. I hadn't thought about that, but that makes so much sense, because I feel like in general it's like something that I think it's like a childlike thing to be. Or I don't know. I have ADHD, so I'm like, if I get like hyper fixated, like I'm hyper fixated. So like, I guess like I was on the computer a lot. I was editing videos and doing stupid shit on the computer a lot as a kid, and like I guess my mom would kind of be like, hey, like get off the freaking computer, but at the same time, like I don't necessarily feel guilt with it, but I can see how gaming, like, because like now it's like sometimes I'm like, I just want to go watch YouTube videos for like 2 hours and then like learn about random stuff. But sometimes I'll be like, what am I even freaking learning about? Like it has nothing to, but then it's like, I feel like learn from, and I feel like gaming is probably like this, where you're like learning skills because of what you're doing, right? Like you're literally learning problem solving skills. You're learning all kinds of different stuff in a game. And if you can gamify your life, it's like.
And I like to do that too. But yeah, dude, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, just do what you like to, like if you're not having fun.
Do what you like to do. Like do what you like to do.
You're not going to go very far.
And as a gamer, it's just like, you know, I feel like there's some judgment and there's some stigma where it's like, yeah, gamers, you know, gonna sit in front of a game for 6 hours or whatever. But what's your screen time? Like, what's your screen time today?
Yeah.
You know
what
I mean?
That's just my freaking hobby.
Like, like I'm on my phone for 6 hours a day, anyways.
Let's talk about that real quick before the time's up on this, because we were just talking about this before we started the podcast. Like how addicted do you think you are to your phone?
Oh my gosh, dude, I'm super addicted.
Yeah.
And I have an awareness to it for sure. And I definitely have it to where when I'm home, my phone's on Do Not Disturb. I notice you kind of do that too. You utilize Do Not Disturb. If you don't, oh my gosh.
A lot.
You have to be.
And people are like, you're always on D&D. I'm like, yeah, because if I see the notifications come in.
Exactly.
And like, I have to tell myself, like, I'm not working this time. Even if anything work-related comes in on Instagram, I'm not responding. Even if I want to post the dogs. Just because I'm posting the dogs doesn't mean that I'm working.
I know.
So like I had to like make rules like that with myself, because it's like a fucking
that's something that's definitely evolving for me. And you know, especially like with my romantic relationship, you know, like it's super important that if I'm an entrepreneur and my work is on my phone and I'm like, I don't have any boundaries with that, and I'm just working on my phone 24/7, it takes away from my you have to create those boundaries around work as an entrepreneur. In relation to my partner and our romantic relationship, like you have to create those boundaries. And even with myself, I have to create those boundaries. And so for me, it's like work ends at 6 p.m. And unless something major comes up, then I don't work past 6 p.m. And that's something that's interesting about our industry. And I've kind of beaten myself up about a few times is, oh man, I missed this person. They probably went with another coach because they texted me and I didn't respond in an hour. And
sorry to anybody that I didn't respond to.
You're like, actually, guilty.
While we're talking about this, sorry. Well, on Instagram, it's like if you don't respond within a certain time, your DM's going to disappear. I don't know if you've ever... like if you get enough DMs, that's why there's an application. If you guys ever text, I don't know about you, like if you ever DM me and I don't respond, like, or there's been times where I like the other day I ran into somebody who had DM me, and like I've coached like a reoccurring client, like I've coached her before. She just basically, I ran into her, she's like, hey, I DM'd you, and she had DM'd me, but then she responded to to one of my stories on a day where it was like something personal I had posted, so a bunch of people responded, and then it was like I didn't even see it, because next thing you know, the DMs is gone.
Nope.
No excuses, but like...
no, there's no excuses, but like also fill out the form. Like fill out a form. If you are, and also myself trusting, if you are the client for me, if you are the ideal client, you're going to fill out the form, you're going to do what I need you to do, or you're going to, you're not going to go find another coach after, you know, me not responding for 30 minutes.
I feel like anybody who's doing that, like they're doing it because they kind of know it's like it's going to be a hit or miss. You know what I'm saying? Like they know that there's a form there. Everybody's got a form there. You could just, I think if you DM me functional, I'm pretty sure you'll get a link or something.
What do you use, like ManyChat or something?
Yeah,
do you use ManyChat?
I think so, yeah.
Dude, I had to stop. I tried using ManyChat for a little bit.
I only use it for like that, but not if like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm so anti-trend stuff right now. Like for some reason, it's like it annoys me when everybody's doing the same thing. And so like because of that, I like tend to go against like
there's so much value to that, for sure, no doubt.
I'm like right now I'm like, oh damn it, all the stuff that I like to do, like now everybody's making content. I don't want to make content all of a sudden. I like
totally
to know about stuff other people aren't doing for some reason.
I don't get me wrong, I play the game. I'll do what's trendy. But
you have to do your like, you have to be, don't go bite at every single trend, right? Like
so I was using ManyChat for a while, and I was using it for I still do use it. I think it's super valuable still. I think just the
once
way
in a while.
But I was using it for new followers because I would organically go in, and every single person that follows me, like I will send them a text message or a DM, and I'll be like, hey, like thanks so much for the follow. Like, what are you here for, essentially? Most of the time people ghost you, and it's whatever. But like the amount of value that I've gotten from organically doing that, as opposed to I had ManyChat like.
I think that's the worst thing that you can do.
People don't give a shit. People see that
like
it's
when
AI.
It's AI, it's like, it's like,
fuck you.
Yeah, and I do too. Like if somebody messages me like that and it's clearly automated, I'm like, bro, I did door-to-door sales. Like I can fucking hear, like I literally like read a script at a door every single day. Like,
dude, it's
like it's like I know when somebody's selling me something, I can smell from a mile away. To me, it's like I feel like it's. I don't know. It just depends. Like if I feel like I don't do it for every single person. I do if I start to notice that somebody is interested in my stuff. So let's say somebody's like liking my stories a lot, or their comment. Like I just see them as a consistent person liking my stuff.
Yeah.
I'll just start to interact with them. I don't know. I just don't like. I don't like the like. Hey, like, can I help you find anything? Like, you know, I like to kind of give people a little bit of space, sort of thing, like the retail approach. But that's just me.
I think I'm different because I'm just like, dude, I'm just like, hey, like, what's going on? What are you doing here? Like, how are you? And if they ignore it, like, cool, like, I don't care, like, whatever.
You get a good amount of responses though.
Yeah, I would say a pretty good amount. Like, cool. When it's organic, you know, and
that makes the difference.
And when I'm just trying to have a conversation with people, and also like, I can be a hard salesman, and I can definitely get down on it, but like, I'll give people their space. Like, I've had so many people who like. I've had conversations with, and they've went with other coaches, and I still check in and see how they're doing. Like I had somebody who I was I'll say a lead because you know she was a lead on the paper, and it was just like, you know what, this person isn't right for me, but she started something else, and that makes me super happy. And so you know we were having a conversation. I was like, hey, how's that going? You know, are you still doing it?
Yeah.
Because that's what's most important is that people stay moving and stay.
For sure. I completely agree. And there's also different coaches for different phases of people's lives. Like,
absolutely.
I definitely do have like random conversations with followers. I think I just like, sometimes I feel like I have to gauge kind of why they're following me first, or see how interested they are. I don't do it with like every single person, right? Because that would be like impossible. I just don't, it's more because I like, don't feel like I can keep up with the conversation with that many people. But if somebody's showing interest, sometimes I'll just like send people my calendar link and be like, hey, just book a call. Like I'd like to like just hear a little bit more about what's going on. Or sometimes I'll follow them back, or I'll like look at their content. And especially if I feel like, I think a huge thing is like, if somebody else is like posting about like something that they're going through, and even if it's just like because I feel like with my social media, it's not 100% coaching followers. I have a lot of just like, I feel like lifestyle in general, like for the like a bigger part of my life, it was like a lot of lifestyle, and then I started posting more coaching content. And so I feel like a lot of the times like it's just people that like maybe they just or I actually met them in real life socializing or something, and it's not just coaching. And so with them, it's like if I see them posting about something that they're like struggling with when it comes to fitness or when it comes to whatever, I feel like I reach out a lot. Because people will post on their story, hey, like, has anybody ever had this type of issue before? I'll like freaking just, I feel like I meet a lot of people like that, and I get a lot of clients like that by just like offering help. Or like my following had grown to like when I lived in Houston, I was like at 6,000, and I was stuck there for a while. And then I got stuck. I got a lot of followers at Alphaland, and I got to like 9,000. I got stuck at 9,000. What got me from 9,000 over 10K, I was stuck at 9 for a minute. Like I could not get over 10K. I fucking commented on this random like viral reel where a girl was talking about rib flare, and I just like literally like explained something in the comments. That comment, bro, 1,000 followers.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? So I feel like I do a lot of outreach that way.
That's super
Just kinda
interesting
like
that you
going-
say
yeah.
that, because that's been a conversation that I've been having with people lately. Is people think on social media you have to post, and that while that is true,
Yeah.
like you have to play the game and you have to
go
engage.
engage, yeah.
If you are not out there engaging, you're not going to. You have to play the game to the max. Like
Yeah.
if you want followers, and like I have a measly like 2,300, but
Yeah.
like I'm learning fast.
Yes,
Like,
that's a lot.
I'm learning fast and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
And I like, if you go into it with that mindset, like you're just going to be successful. And I have so much fun. Like I love creating content. I love playing the game. And
It's good that you're having fun with it. You can tell that you like it because you're being consistent, and you're like also like you could just tell that you like it.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
if you
it's
didn't
fun.
if you didn't like it, it would be miserable. And like that's good. I think it's again it goes back to you are a very aligned person in general, and so like I feel like a lot of times people get stuck, and I've been stuck at it so many times with like the mindset
Yep.
behind it of like having a spotlight on you, or like being perceived, or like parasocial relationship with you. Like that can get creepy, I think.
Sure.
That's been really hard for me. Like
Yeah.
when I feel like I can't go to the store because I'm like in the back of my head, whether people know who I am or not,
Yeah.
I'll be like, fuck, like why is that person looking at me like that?
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Yeah, especially when, you know.
But I've, it's gotten through a lot of it.
Yeah,
It's
no.
still a process. But...
It is a process. It's such a weird thing. Like,
yeah,
opening up on social media and then being a real human being.
Yeah.
Like, it's
and,
such
like,
a
going
weird
to the
thing.
store, and it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it seems stupid, but especially when you're like even for you, like growing a following also in a small, again, it's not small, but
Yeah.
like Tucson kind of feels like that. I feel like here it's a bigger thing than like in other places, like
Yeah.
where it's like you're in a big ass city. Like in Houston, I'm never gonna run into anybody I know at a
Exactly.
store. Like no one that I know.
Yeah, no,
Or follows me.
that's one thing
It's
that's going to be
huge.
interesting about Bentonville is it's
Yeah,
it's very
that's gonna be
small.
very interesting.
And it's much smaller than Tucson, but
Yeah.
I'm excited. I just, again, like a lot of my followers are pretty organic. Like I've met people in real life, and so I've coached people in real life, and like
Yeah, that's exactly how mine are too.
yeah, like most of my leads right now as an online coach, most of them are still pretty organic.
I feel like you're gonna blow up with the niches though, dude. Like for real, like I genuinely can see that coming.
Yeah, I just
because you're
like I
being really
said,
consistent.
yeah, and I'm on a consistent posting schedule. This week I've been kind of asked because we had my bachelor party and it kind of took away from what I usually.
But the
schedule
bachelor
posts.
party blew up.
Yeah, again, but the bachelor party blew up, so
Yeah.
it's like.
Just when you're having fun.
Yep, but I have a content schedule where it's like, Monday it's gamers, Tuesday it's coaching, whatever that looks like. Wednesdays it's grandmas, Thursdays it's gaming. Fridays it's coaching, and then Saturday it's personal. Like I have a very specific
Yeah.
schedule. Thanks to my social media mentor, she's the best.
Yeah.
And like you have to be consistent with that for a while. And so I'm just trusting the process. If something gets 100 views, I'm like, I don't fucking care. I just move on.
Yeah, dude, the reps, it's crazy. Like what really changed my social media game was like I posted every single day. When I was in Houston,
Yep.
everybody's content game was like just popping, and
Yep.
you just have to keep up or else you're a freaking loser.
Yep.
And so like everybody else is posting like multiple times a day. They're like we used to call it TikTok University because all these kids moved to Houston like
Dude, yeah.
right whenever like when Alpha Land opened, and it's like all these TikTokers and stuff. But these kids are like literally like I'm like unk level. What would be unk for?
Oh fuck, dude.
Auntie.
I
Auntie
guess.
level.
Auntie level. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I feel
Alpha Land,
that.
I was like old as
I
fuck.
feel.
I'm like 29, 30. These kids are like freaking 19, 21.
I know.
But I learned a lot, and so like I posted every single day for like probably 100+ days when I lived there,
Yep.
and that just changed how I feel about the likes that I get, the views. I
Yep.
don't care. Like
Yeah.
I'm like desensitized to
Yep.
like all of it.
It doesn't matter.
So yeah, like you're exactly right. It's like counting your macros and tracking every workout at the beginning, and it's like all of a sudden now it's like I can't remember the last time I was really that inconsistent because
Yeah.
I was like dialed for a little bit. But this thing's about to cut out in a second, so we gotta hit like an outro or something.
Perfect.
And but yeah, so Bentonville, Arkansas.
Bentonville is next, dude. So we're moving to Bentonville August
Arkansas.
9th. Yep. We've been here in Tucson for the past few years, and it's just been such a blessing. And I feel like we could sit here and talk all day.
For sure. And we can always do another podcast
Yeah,
on
for
Zoom.
sure.
People have questions. We'll catch
For
up
sure.
with you later.
That would be
And the
great.
podcast
But this
back
has been
going.
amazing, dude. I appreciate you so much. And I'm really glad we got to sit down before I leave and hash out
Yeah,
some stuff.
brother.
But there's so much more. There's so
yeah,
much
I'm
more.
excited. I'm telling you, I'm calling it next time I talk to you. Like,
Let's do a round 2.
But it's gonna be like your Instagram's gonna blow up with the niche thing. Yeah, dude, for sure. 100%.
I appreciate you, and like before this cuts off, I've learned so much from you also. Yeah, because I watch. I'm a little creeper. Yeah. I'm out here watching. I'm like, what are they doing? What's going on over here? What's successful? Yeah, and you're killing the game. So it's. I'm
kind of a loner in I don't really talk to a lot of coaches. So like it's cool to hear that,
Yeah, no, like you're definitely not alone, and people do look up to you, and people disagree with you, and that's the best. All the time. That's the best. That's how I know you're killing it. Yeah. And that's
people always disagree with me, but
for
it's
sure.
It's an interesting experience for a people pleaser.
And that's why you just have to do it. You just have to do it. Whatever you're gonna do, just fucking do it.
Hell yeah. Well, you too, dude. Keep being authentic. Authenticity is the highest frequency right now, and just keep it up. But I'm excited to see what you guys do, and thank you for coming on and doing this.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
Appreciate it.
This has been awesome.
Baby. What's your Instagram?
Oh god, Instagram. It's @lackner.lifts. My company, Ageless Performance. And yeah, gamers, glutes, and grandmas.
Gamers, glutes, and grandmas. All right, peace.
Sweet. See you later.
Hell yeah.